San Mateo County is launching a new task force aimed at improving living conditions for farm workers and their families. The recent investigation into the mass shooting in Half Moon Bay, it uncovered conditions described as crowded and unsanitary. KRON 4's Gayle has reaction now from a labor union for farm workers.
A step forward in an effort to improve the living conditions of farm workers along the coast. San Mateo County announced a new task force this week. The goal is to try to crack down on any housing sites that are not properly approved.
It shouldn't have to take violent incidents like this for people to see the living and working conditions that farm workers too often endure.
Incidents like the deadly Half Moon Bay mass shooting last month. Investigations into the tragedy revealed the victims, displaced workers, and their families were living in unpermitted housing San Mateo County officials call crowded and unsanitary. Antonio De La Herrera Bruce with United Farm Workers welcomes the county's task force, but says the living conditions of farm workers are a problem statewide.
There's other counties, right? There's counties next door. There's counties across California where we're seeing these kinds of living and working conditions.
In the wake of the shooting, officials toured the farm's housing conditions and say they found shacks, trailers, and shipping containers with no insulation or running water. County Supervisor Ray Mueller shared these photos, saying families were living in heartbreaking and deplorable conditions. One of the farms involved says the company will construct new permanent structures on a separate area of the property for its employees and their families. With these changes, De La Herrera Bruce adds farm workers are often reluctant to speak up or complain about their employer.
People are worried about speaking out, when speaking out might mean not just losing a job, but actually potentially getting deported.
The county hopes farm operators will voluntarily work with the county to fix unpermitted housing and update any health and safety codes. The city manager of Half Moon Bay, where several farms are located, says staff plans to meet with county officials on Wednesday to learn more about the task force. Meantime, a memorial remains in downtown Half Moon Bay, honoring the lives of the 7 farm workers killed. On Tuesday, County Board of Supervisors approved $750,000 that would go towards emergency rehousing and supportive services for the families of the victims. Gayle Ong, KRON 4 News.